Hello and welcome to Steve's Backyard Bonsai. This is my little miniature Arborvitae, or my Thuja Occidentalis Primo. I have it back here to get some sunlight on it. Wasn't catching the sun real well over there, and I hope you can see the green, and I hope you can remember the bronze color, or gosh, I don't even know, brown color that it was. When I last looked at this, I think it was in February. It might have been January. I'll look back and see, but that's when I cut the top off of it. And I'm going to try and get really close in on this. Well, this is supposed to be a pretty slow grower. It sure is a fast healer. Look at that rollover. What was that, a month, 2 months ago? That's pretty incredible. All right, so that's a plus. Yeah, the sun's not hitting it here, and it's a little bit in shade, but this is going to be a beautiful tree. I'm going to get it out of this pot and into a nicer pot. I've mentioned I don't have a good pot selection compared to what I see out there. But I want these trees to grow. I want these trees to be healthy. And I want to have something that I like to look at. And this tree is going to be something I really like to look at. Okay, we're catching a little sunlight here, which is great. Gonna get this out of the pot and see what we've got. Another first. I've never looked below the surface. Oh, I see a lot of roots. That means a lot of root decisions. Okay, this is the pot I have planned for the tree. I don't know. It's the nicest pot I have. It's the cutest little tree I have. So here we go. This soil breaks away so easily, and I'm not seeing any. That was my front. I'm going to reevaluate my front. I always do. Okay, so here are some surface roots, or some high roots. I'm really hoping there's some root flare down here. I don't know if I want this to be a tall tree, a short tree, a representative tree. That's probably where I'm going with this. Representative of what? I got to think about that. And I saw someone raking out roots today on the internet, and she got to a point where she said, I know I'm not going to need this mat of roots, so I'm just going to cut it. I just want to see how long this is. Okay, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. These roots seem dormant. This is nice, rich, kind of a loamy soil with perlite. I had put some grit right at the top. That's the only thing I did. Might have been a mistake. Might have some high roots here that I ultimately don't want. But there's trunk way down where I am, and there's something flaring right there. Yeah, that's my root base. Oh, another root. Pretty much at the same level. This is exciting. If you're a geek about this kind of stuff, and I know you are, this is exciting. Okay, so it's not radial all around, so this is going to help me decide on a front. I'm not ready to wash roots, but I'm going to go get ready to wash roots, and I'm going to wash these roots. Here's what I'm working with. Make sure you've been able to see all this all the time. Okay, nice. Since I'm going to be away for a little bit, a spritz is necessary. Okay. And we'll come back and wash the roots. Okay, give this little lady a bath. See what's going on right at this supposed root base. It's not going to be my dream root base, but that doesn't mean I won't keep dreaming on how to make it better. I can leave a lot of roots on this. So interesting. Okay. She's washed. I gotta leave her alone for another few seconds, so I'll get her a little blanket, moisten. All right, little lady, we're coming back for you. Enjoy the sun. I like these little Taiwanese shears that I picked up at our local dollar store. All right, I'll try and get a close-up. All right. And no, I don't need this jumble way down here. So it goes off to the side. Just a side note, Nigel Saunders has a nice big pizza tray that I've been looking for one and looking for one. So I saw this little plastic thing in my dollar store, and this is my homage to root work from Nigel Saunders. Now, I either didn't get the tangle or I just tangled it more. Okay, I mean, I want to lower this down, and I've got a big knuckle here. The root comes from a nice spot, and I don't know, it must have hit the wall or something, and it went up and it went back down. So I'm just going to take the part that goes back down off because it has a lot of baggage. So, there it goes. And I got to get some heavier artillery. I mean, this is a problem. I just went through this with my Alberta spruce, and I don't want to live with another above ground hump. All right, let's see. What's below it? I'm taking it flush. With whatever's attached to that. There's a root down here that goes back up. Where does it start? And wherever that is, I'm just going to cut it as short as I can. And its little baggage. Okay. The pot I'm putting it in is not terribly shallow, but I've got to work on flattening this root base. Very thick root here. I'm just going to cut off. Okay. I did that with a wing and a prayer because I knew I was cutting more than I wanted to. What a coward's way of saying I screwed up there. This tree will be all right. This tree will be all right. Oh, please, little tree, be all right. Okay, what happened here? What happened here? All right, this root went down. It split. One side went straight down like a tap. And the other side went right over. This must have been in a tiny pot. All right, I have to take that top part off for sure. I may not be able to extract that, so I'm just going to cut it. So nice flare, right? But what would be my root base? If it's this, look what's going on the other side. Nothing. Nothing. So a little tree. Is that a good front? That's a pretty good front. Let's see. Yeah. There's something right at the top here that I'm going to take off. Okay. All right. The next chance at a root base is way down here, because what I just took off was what was giving me the impression of another root, but it was just a jumble of little hairs. Okay. Probably would have turned into a root. This is where I start to feel unsure. All right, I'm gonna have to give this guy a good environment. What's this? What's this? All right, I got a big woody section coming down here. And I'm just going to find whatever it is on this side that would keep me from laying flat. I should give this another wash now. Okay. Yeah, boy. All right. What did I do with my... I'm lost without my chopstick. Never fear. They come in pairs. All right. So this was a cutting. And I'm going to take that whole bottom part off. That gives me a lot of hope because I have a cutting on the grow. Take that off. I really, really want to be able to show what I'm doing, but I don't know how to do that and do it at the same time. So I'm shortening the piece of this that was the original cutting. And it's interesting because the diameter of it is so much less than the trunk of the tree now. You can't really tell what I'm talking about, but it's where the roots first came out. So thank you. All right. Going to be some uglies on this. Will it live? I want it to. So from this point on, I've got to treat it very, very, very nicely until it tells me everything's going to be okay. When will that be? Well, I hope very soon. We're going to tie you in. I don't want to tie you in. I don't want to tie you in. Okay, I'm living with this mass of roots just the way they are. Base layer. Study the tree for front. What's going to be nice? This is nice but unfortunate because it has no corresponding anything. So I think my base is there with a little of that showing. This has the potential of maybe sprouting some new roots, and I've got to pray for my second root work. So could that be a front? It could. All right, there's going to have to be some cleanup for this to be the front, but best side of the pot. This is a better side, I think. Yeah. Kind of there, right? Back corner. As radial as you can get them. If you can tuck the ends down a little, That won't hurt. And then get some more soil on it while gently pulling up. And then we're going to work that soil into all the crevices. And that I'll do in time lapse. Okay, my little Thuja Occidentalis Primo. I put fines from the same mix that I'm using, so its appearance is pretty much the same. I don't want to bump it too much. I'll keep this well watered in the greenhouse, in the spot where it's been. Try not to bump it. It does like to generate roots. So no work up above. I've got some wire on there that I've said I was taking off, and since I've seen how quickly it heals, I want to make sure that I'm not cutting in anywhere. I may just take all the wire off. I've made my branch selections. Maybe I just want to let them grow. It's flexible enough I can come back at a later date. Yeah, I'm going to take the wire off. The thing that I'm afraid of, I don't know if you can see that. This wire, it looks like this wire is cutting in. We're just starting to. And I'll try not to jostle it, so I'll probably be cutting wires rather than unfurling them. All right, let me get to that. All right, I took all the wire off. It's not on a turntable right now, but I can turn it around for you. Probably we'll be deciding on a different front at some point. I don't mind that scar being up front, because I give it another year and you're not even going to see that. And that's the front. I'm going to have to make some adjustments, and I'm going to put some rocks on it to hold it in place. Got some big uns. So that's it. My Thuja Occidentalis Primo.